Manipur, Meghalaya, who have low turnover. 10 lakhs may make sense for them, but it makes sense for either Andhra or Telangana. But the fact is, people like Mr. Rongta, people in CI, they should be making a noise saying, why are you increasing the the base of the tax base by bringing all people who will contribute only 5% of the turnover? The tax they will pay will be negligible. But you are taking on suddenly a huge compliance burden. The second issue which you should be debating about again with a challenge is the issue of dual control. Right now, there is a central a small scale entry excise exemption up to 1.5 crores. Then, up to 1.5 crores, there is no CGST. Above that, it will be. But VAT is applied above 40 lakhs. So, what should be the new format of this GST be? Should it be levied up to 1.5 or up to 40? First point. Second thing is, we had made a proposal when I was there, I had said, up to 1.5 crores, these are all small flows. Let there be only one boss. Let the state government collect the GST and pay central government share so that he pays only one place. So there should be a single, there is no dual control up to 1.5 crores turnover. Above 1.5 crores, they're all big boys. They can handle as many bosses they like. They can report to Government of India, central government, no problem. But up to 1.5 crores, you should be betting for single control by the state government who will collect both SGST and central GST, give the center share to it. But that is not being said adequately enough, strongly enough. So the basic point what I mention is, challenge number 2 is widen the debate, let industry participate, let trade participate, let consumers participate. Ultimately, they are the chaps who are going to pay the bill. Industry is going to pass it on, that is all. But that debate is not being seen, that is a major issue. The third challenge which I am going to talk about is the issue of what I call the trust deficit between center and states. You all know what I am talking about. Basically, it arises from the fact that the center gave a commitment to pay what is called compensation for CST. The CST compensation, but if you look at the budget provisions made by the Government of India, you will find the CST was brought down from 4 to 2 in June 2008. Government of India is supposed to give compensation. They have not been paid properly. Andhra itself has got a large, the combined state of Andhra has got amount of how much? 3,000 crores. That means Telangana share of that 3,000 crores is 1,500 crores is pending in Government of India. Which will come straight to you if you say, where is my CST compensation loud enough? The budget provision made for CST compensation by Government of India for 14-15, guess what? 0.01 crore. There is no budget provision made. Last year, the budget provision made was 9,000 crores, out of which 1,940 was made by Government of India. Year before that, 12,000 crores, only 4,000 was paid. What is happening is states are saying, you want us to do GST. You are not even paying a CST compensation. Why should we trust you to pay GST? This is an issue where state government should gang up and say, you pay my money first, then I will move to GST. What is happening in the previous government felt what is called in Hindi, पहले तू कर फिर उसके बाद मैं करता हूँ. First you do, then I will do. First they said, first you sign on GST, you agree to GST, I will give you compensation. Government of India said. State government said, no, first you give compensation, I will join GST. So what is the net result? What Mr. Rongta was complaining, we are hearing about GST for years. GST in some ways is not exactly the Jadoo ki pudiya, the Zinda talisman, but it is practically the Zinda talisman for a large number of issues. It will really catalyze your economy, it will improve competitiveness, whatever it is. But for that, you need to improve trust deficit. The second thing states should realize is that they are giving up a certain amount of taxes to join GST. The Government of India is giving less than the state. The state's contribution to GST is much more than the Government of India's contribution. Both in form of two. One is the taxes you put in the GST pool. The second point is, after you put taxes into the pool, states are always worried. Anni GST lo kalpte nak magiledi enti. States have got very little taxation powers left. After GST, Government of India independently has got income tax. I'm sorry, it has got, what is it called, customs duty. Then it has got cesses and surcharges. It has still got some taxes to levy, but state has less. Because states have a larger stake in GST than the center, there is a very good case for states to argue, you guarantee me compensation, I will join. The problem is, for some reason, Government of India is not willing to say that. That, I think, is a major issue with states. The issue of design can be sorted out provided states enter saying, whatever loss I have, you will pay me. Right now, the offer on the table for Government of India is 3 years. They have said, I will pay you losses for 3 years. States are saying, in my view, very reasonably, you give me for 5 years. So states should persuade Government of India saying, we are risking more than you in the GST. We surrender more taxes. We have less residual taxes left. And therefore, you give us 5 years. But that is a challenge to convince Government of India. In this particular context, I would like to remind you, especially trade and this, GST, as somebody once said, somebody was talking about environment, he said, environment is too important a subject to be left to the Government of India. Other people should also get involved. Similarly, my due respect to everybody on the dais, GST is too important a subject to be left to the Government of India and the states. There should be more people participating. And I would urge you to do it because I was looking at you must give inputs. A simple example I will give you. The free trade agreements signed by Government of India with 5 countries over the last 10 years. We signed free trade agreements in the hope our exports will increase and we will gain what is called more foreign exchange. I've got some numbers here which are very interesting. We signed with Malaysia free trade agreement. After that free trade agreement, our exports to Malaysia are $4 billion. Our imports are $9 billion. He is selling more to us than we are selling. We signed with Indonesia. After we signed with Indonesia, our exports are 4.8, our imports are 14.7 billion. After the free trade agreement, Indonesia is exporting more to India than India is exporting to India. South Korea, export 4, import 12. Japan, export 6, import 9. Thailand, export 3, import 5. What has happened as a result of this free trade agreement? All these 5 countries, they have made more money than India has made. Why? Because industry which lost, there are a number of industries I don't wish to name who have lost as a result of free trade agreement. I will name only one industry, the television industry. There are industries which have folded up as a result of this Indo-Thailand agreement, where these fellows went and settled up there. You guys should be complaining. Similarly, if you don't interfere in GST, tomorrow you may be the losers. So that is challenge number 2. Challenge number 3 is the domination of rich states in the debate. States like Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Andhra or Telangana, I am not yet sure. They are saying, I should get 2% in the IGST. It's a very wrong consumption. They are trying to block the debate. There must be some way to do it. Tamil Nadu has also said like that. It is in your interest, in Andhra, Telangana's interest to move to GST. The only way you can get that is to plead in the empowered committee. You allow for what is called partial implementation of GST.